Open your fridge. Right now. There's probably a can of soda in there. Maybe yogurt. Half a pizza in a box. Fruit that flew farther than most medieval kings ever traveled. A bottle of sauce with 17 ingredients and one of them sounds like a chemical weapon. To you, that's normal. To your ancestors, that fridge would look like a magic cave built by gods with poor portion control. But here's the ugly little twist. Most of what you call food, they wouldn't even recognize. So what did humans actually eat before grocery stores, delivery apps, and the sacred 11 p.m. fridge stare? The answer is not cute. It is greasy, rotten, crawling, cracked open with rocks. Sometimes worse. Scientists have found the evidence in caves, bones, teeth, ash, tools, and scratches left behind by people who were just trying not to die before dinner. To understand your appetite, we have to go back roughly 3 million years. And no, your earliest ancestors were not heroic hunters standing on cliffs with spears, hair blowing in the wind like a survival perfume ad. They were scavengers, professional leftovers enthusiasts. Picture the African savanna. A lion kills an antelope. It eats the best parts first. Muscle, liver, heart, the luxury buffet. Then the hyenas arrive. They tear through skin, ribs, smaller bones, anything they can crush with those nightmare jaws. By the time your ancestors show up, the party is over. No steak, no ribs, no pretty cuts. Just scraps, flies, blood, dust, and bones too thick for even hyenas to break. And that was dinner. Their signature meal was bone marrow. Early humans would sneak up to a stripped carcass, grab the thick leg bones, then smash them open with sharp stone flakes called Oldowan tools. Inside, marrow, gray, slick, fatty, warm if they were lucky, dripping like something that should come with a warning label. They scooped it out with their fingers and ate it raw. Not because it was trendy, because it was calories. To them, that was a feast. A locked treasure chest of fat sealed inside bone, and humans had the one ridiculous superpower no other scavenger had. Hands. Hands that could grip a rock. Hands that could swing. Hands that could turn a dead animal's leg into lunch. They ate brains too. A cracked skull can hold nearly a pound of fat-rich tissue, and for a starving animal with a growing brain, that was not disgusting. That was winning the lottery. Your body still treats fat like treasure because, deep down, it remembers a world where fat meant tomorrow might happen. Not a cheat meal. Not a guilty pleasure. Survival. And meat wasn't the only horror snack. Your ancestors ate insects, termites, grubs, beetles, fat white larvae the size of your thumb. Yes, your thumb. They crunched like shrimp, if shrimp came from a log and made you question your family tree. For your deep ancestors, insects were not a last resort. They were regular food, protein with legs. This went on for more than 1 million years. Day after day, generation after generation. Carcasses, marrow, bugs, roots, whatever the land allowed. A menu written by hunger and edited by panic. Then came fire, and fire changed everything. The oldest human-controlled fire evidence found in Wonderwork Cave in South Africa is around 1 million years old. That means at some point, one of your ancestors looked at raw meat, looked at flames, and accidentally invented the reason you don't chew like a crocodile. Once humans had fire, they had cooking. Meat over coals. Roots buried in hot ash. Marrow bones dropped into embers until the fat softened and ran. Cooking is basically pre-digestion. Raw meat and raw plants make your gut work like an unpaid intern. Hours of chemical labor just to pull energy out of each bite. Cooked food is already partly broken down. Softer, easier, more efficient. Your body spends less energy digesting it and pulls out more calories. And scientists believe that as humans cooked more, their guts got smaller. That sounds minor until you realize where the saved energy went. Straight to the brain. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it burns around 20% of your calories. That little skull heater is expensive. You cannot run it on raw leaves, termites, and vibes forever. You need cooked food. Fat-rich food. Energy-dense food. Cooking fed the brain. The brain built better tools. Better tools found better food. Better food built bigger brains. Congratulations. Humanity became a feedback loop with a campfire. Then the menu exploded. By around 300,000 years ago, your ancestors looked much more like you. Same basic body. Same dangerous curiosity. Same ability to make terrible food choices and defend them emotionally. They ate almost everything they could catch. Dig up, crack open, steal, or scrape off the earth. Mammoth, bison, wild horse, reindeer, fish from rivers, shellfish from coasts, roots, wild grains, berries, nuts, mushrooms, eggs stolen from nests, and honey, especially honey. Honey was prehistoric treasure. The Hadza, a hunter-gatherer people in Tanzania, still eat in a way that gives us a glimpse of life before farming. A noticeable part of their calories can come from wild honey. They climb dangerous trees, get stung again and again, and still go back because honey is absurdly rich. One bite is sugar, energy, and fat storage potential wrapped in gold. For your ancestors, that was not dessert. That was survival fuel. And here's the creepy part. That craving is still alive in you. Sugar. Your brain is wired to chase it because, for hundreds of thousands of years, sugar meant two things at once. Energy now, stored fat for later. And stored fat was the difference between I'm hungry and someone else gets my cave space. A dripping honeycomb may have been the richest thing most of your ancestors ever saw. Your body still reacts like sugar is rare. But it is not rare anymore. That's the problem. Your body cannot tell the difference between honey found high in a tree after a painful climb and a donut you bought while wearing slippers. Modern food hijacked that ancient signal and turned it into an industry. Soda, candy, cereal, sauces, bread, snacks that crunch exactly right for no moral reason. Almost every packaged food on Earth is sugar wearing a fake mustache. That is why you keep reaching for it. Your body is not thinking about beach season. Your body is thinking, winter is coming, store everything. Except winter is not coming. You have air conditioning and a loyalty card. But sugar was only one craving. Your ancestors also learned to crave meat. Big meat. A single mammoth carcass could feed a group for weeks. One huge kill could save hundreds of hours that would otherwise be spent digging roots, picking berries, cracking nuts, chasing lizards, and losing arguments with bees. That saved time mattered. It became time to raise children, time to teach skills, time to make sharper tools, time to sit by the fire and tell stories about the idiot who almost got trampled. Meat wasn't just food. It was schedule management with blood on it. This is why your body still craves protein. The craving is ancient. Every bite of meat once meant effort saved, danger reduced, children fed, and one more day not spent chewing bark like a depressed beaver. Every craving you have was shaped by what kept them alive. Fat, sugar, salt, protein, the richest thing available, the rarest thing. The thing that said, eat now, because tomorrow the world may offer you absolutely nothing. But there is one craving humans do not like talking about. Each other. In Gough's Cave in England, researchers found human bones from about 14,700 years ago. And those bones told a story nobody wanted on the dinner menu. Skulls had been carefully cleaned with stone tools. The face and base were removed. What remained was the top of the skull, shaped into a cup. Not a metaphor. A cup. The long bones were cracked open too, the same way early humans cracked open animal bones for marrow. That detail matters, because this was not just violence. This was processing. And it gets worse. Probably was not starvation. The same cave had remains of horses, deer, and other animals. There was food around. A human body gives roughly 125,000 calories. A bison can give several times that. A mammoth gives millions. Humans were not efficient food. So when humans ate humans in places like this, it may not have been because they had no choice. It may have meant something. One forearm bone from Gough's Cave was carved with a zigzag pattern after the meat was gone. That is not panic. That is ritual. That is someone taking time. That is the part where the cave gets quiet. And Gough's Cave is not alone. Similar evidence has been found across parts of Europe, including sites in Germany, France, Spain, and Croatia. Different people, different places, different times. Same deeply uncomfortable reminder that human history is not a clean line from primitive to civilized. It is a dark hallway with bite marks on the walls. And the menu gets stranger. Your ancestors did not only eat fresh meat. They ate rotten meat. When a hunter killed an animal, the group could not always eat the whole thing at once. No freezer. No plastic wrap. No polite little containers labeled Tuesday. So they stashed meat, buried it, hid it in caves, left it in cold streams, sometimes for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes longer. When they came back, it could be crawling with maggots and reeking of decay. And they ate it anyway. Some researchers think they may have even liked it, because rotting meat has already been partly broken down by bacteria. It can become easier to chew, easier to digest, and the bacteria can produce useful nutrients, including B vitamins. Still disgusting? Absolutely. Useful? Also yes. Welcome to human evolution, where the answer is often both. And your body still remembers controlled rot. Cheese, yogurt, sourdough, beer, wine, soy sauce, pickles. Fermentation is just decay with supervision. Rot, but make it artisanal. Your love for cheese did not begin in a charming dairy with a smiling farmer and a wooden board. It began in a world where hungry people learned that some disgusting things did not kill them. Sometimes they helped. So when you crave something rich, salty, funky, sweet, fatty, or fermented, that is not random. That is your ancient survival software still running. Your body does not understand grocery stores. It does not understand refrigerators. It does not understand that food is 3 steps away and comes with a barcode. It understands this. Eat what is rich. Eat what is rare. Eat while you can. Because tomorrow there may be nothing. That is why at 11 p.m. you open the fridge even though you are not hungry. You are not weak. You are haunted. A 3 million-year-old program is waking up inside your skull, scanning the cold light for calories, whispering, check again, there might be something. But the world that built that program is gone. Drop a modern person into the world of 50,000 years ago, and most would die fast. Not because we are stupid, because we are blind to that world. You would not know where to find safe water. Half the plants would look edible and half of those would betray you. You would not know which roots to dig, which tracks to follow, when to run, when to hide, how to climb for honey, how to crack bone for marrow, how to smell meat, and decide whether it is food or a funeral. You might stand in a landscape full of food and starve because you could not see it. Now reverse it. Drop a human from 50,000 years ago into your kitchen. They would think they had entered a god's pantry. Cold, sweet liquid sealed in metal. Bread someone else made. Milk that stayed fresh for days or weeks. Fruit from places beyond imagination. Meat already cut. Salt everywhere. Sugar everywhere. Fat everywhere. Food that did not have to be chased, dug, cracked, stolen from bees, scraped from bone, or guarded from hyenas. They would not understand the fridge. They would worship it. Then probably eat until they felt sick because their body would tell them the same thing yours still tells you. Take it, now, before it disappears. For 3 million years, nearly every human before you lived hungry, tired, cold, and one bad season away from vanishing. You may be one of the first humans in your bloodline who can be bored and full at the same time. That is not normal. That is historically insane. Your cravings are not modern flaws. They are fossils with teeth. Every late-night snack, every sugar craving, every weird need for salt, fat, crunch, and comfort is an echo from ancestors who survived on marrow, insects, fire, honey, rot, and choices nobody wants printed on a menu. So the next time you open your fridge and complain there is nothing to eat, remember this. Your ancestors once looked at a cracked bone full of gray fat and thought they had been blessed. You are standing in the richest food cave your bloodline has ever seen. And somehow you still want a donut.